Hello, beautiful family in the light. It's HoniB wishing you an incredible Saturn Saturday. It is the 9th of December as we get ready to wrap up this incredible month towards the end and reaching the 12/12 StarGate as well as the 12/21 winter solstice end of the StarGate that began on 11/11. So I wanted to just take an opportunity to go over a few things for the bringers of light so that these are just reminders. Many of you usually, as I share this, you already have that inclination and knowing, and then it's just a few things that may put things into greater perspective for you, or just have it be activations in which you receive in the best way in which you can serve from. So we're getting ready to leave tomorrow for our planetary healing work, the 2 locations that we're going to be in, taking part in anchoring these codes of light on the planet so that way it can expand out to the field. Now, this Stargate for the 12/12 is very interesting because it wraps up this year, and then as we go to the winter solstice, one of the things that it's wrapping up is the cycles within cycles and cycles. Particularly, the 12/12 is the balancing of the sacred divine feminine, sacred divine masculine. Then it takes it, there's been gateway after gateway opening, and it takes it to the winter solstice, 12/21, the mirroring of each other. So the sacred divine feminine, sacred divine masculine coming together into this balance. We have known this for a very long time. Many of us bringers of light, many of us who have traveled from many far galaxies away to come here, bring our higher dimensional frequency into the planet. We've gone through massive transformation ourselves to be able to activate the codons within our own DNA so that way we can carry these frequencies. But we've had to visit all these areas and debris that has held us back from lifetimes, not just this one, many other lifetimes, and also to help clear our own energetic field physically, emotionally, mentally, etherically, spiritually, so we can be a conduit of these higher dimensional frequencies from 5th dimension onward, and then be able to live from our refined state of being, which is more in our car body, light body, that has been fully been activated. So as a result of it, there's massive amount we've had to endure, we've had to let go, we've had to trust, we've had to change so much of our lives, from our relationships to jobs to marriages to family relations, friend relations, colleague relations, and then come into alignment to that in which is in alignment with our heart and mind of divine as one. Some of us have fully transcended into the other side. Some of us are still in between state. Some of us are working our way. So all of us are in different places exactly as we need to be, based on the agreement that we signed up on the soul agreement to come here and take part, and also work through the timeline changes and shifts that have been taking place, and most importantly being able to dismantle this matrix around the earth, around the stratosphere, which is the 4th dimension. So be able to move through from the 3rd dimension into the 5th dimension by being able to fully transcend out of the 4th dimension, which is held by the emotions and the mental field that has held us back. So in order to be able to live from the 5th dimensional frequency, we have to be living from our light body, our car body, in this vessel. That means we've had to transcend quite a bit to be able to carry that and just be a pure vessel. Being a pure vessel, that means you're operating from your pure flame. There's no other agenda other than service. There is no agenda. There is not even obligation. It's just pure service of responsibility to serve the light. Because you come from the light, you love the light, and you serve the light. That's it. And the dark has been part of you remembering your light, so that again you can transcend and transform everything that is dark back into light. Very simple. But doing it is another one. There's one thing to also recognize it, on a cognitive perspective, but to be able to bring it live it from the resurrected state is a very different state of awareness and consciousness and beingness. Having said that, we're coming to 1212. 1212 is very important because it wraps up this year, and it wraps up this 2,000 plus year cycle. It wraps up this 12,500 year cycle from all the harm that was done in Atlantis, living from a mental consciousness, and how we abuse from that mental consciousness. We're not living in harmony. So there's a lot of clearing taking place in there, and also how many of us were also in Lemuria, and then clearing that energy, bringing the feminine energy aspect of Lemuria and the masculine energy of Atlantis, and bringing it all together in this alignment after the timeline shift of the 12-12-12. 5 years later, we knew this would take place in 2017, so we can finally start bringing the harmonization of the golden age over. Now, what is very interesting about 3 nights ago, I went into a channel with the Great Order of Melchizedek. They came through me and spoke, and some of you know that the Great Order of Melchizedek, the frequency is pretty intense. So last year, February, they came in and spoke through me. It takes quite a bit for my vessel to be able to handle the frequency and have it speak through me. So it was about 34 minutes that they spoke, and they had quite a bit of information about, I can hear them, about 1212. One of the things that talked about this golden age was talking about the golden discs. So in our chakra, we have the primary 7 chakras, then we have the higher chakras that tie into the 4th dimension, then we have the other chakras that connect to the next set of 7 that connect to the 5th dimension. So as these are opening and aligning, what it was talking about, these chakras aligning as solar discs. They have to be like solar discs, so that way the horizontal axis of the sacred divine feminine is widely accessible in all areas within like a mile radius. It was talking about, and it was talking about how the spinning rotation of it goes from solid gold to particles towards the end. And when we're able to be in the center apex of this, and we're able to bring the breath and the sound within the center of it, we're able to pulse within this space, a pulse that radiates out so far, in which is able to transform all energies back into its pure state. And it was also talking about how this is the state when more individuals are able to stay in this place and practice the breath within these solar discs, and the pulse and the light drop within the center of it. That's when teleportation, bilocation, all of that is possible within the humanity, and when enough of us are able to do that. So another thing it was talking about is the location where we're going to be, how we can, I was showing how I can go into the breath, bring this gold liquid energy in, and then connect it with the seven solar discs within me, connect it to the 7 solar discs around Mother Earth, and then be able to pulse this outward to help transform the energy as it is automatically going to be spinning. So it's quite interesting. I've been practicing it to see what that even is like. How can I deliver this on 1212 to help with the codes that will be coming in and tie them up to the 1111 work that was done in Washington, D.C., then the work that was done in Crete, and then Mount Shasta, and what have you, and then all this clearing of Atlantis energy, so that we can bring it back in harmonization. But what that requires is the sacred divine feminine inside, sacred divine masculine inside is fully harmonized. That is such a huge key in this. So for the female to really embrace the sacred divine masculine and feminine inside, and for the males to fully embrace the sacred divine feminine, they actually need to, in this incarnation, to then bring it into the center, and from the wholeness to deliver this forward. And what's so important, so many of us women have not had the opportunity to fully be in our sacred divine feminine energy, which is that incredible container, so that we can create this space for the sacred divine masculine to be in their vertical axis in its fullness of leadership. So it is so important to support more of the male to step forward in this, in their purity, in their presence, so that we can move together in 2018 in a more harmonious way. Why this is important? Because all these light codes, all these light quotients that have come onto the planet, and those of us who are working within the inner plane and we're working through the different dimensions, we're anchoring the codes of light, we're able to work with some of these high frequencies. We have been doing our part through the grids of Mother Earth, activating it so there's more light particles available, so that the light particles within the humans can also expand out. So we're all connected to the same feed of the unity grid, which is the Christ consciousness grid, which is the crystalline matrix of the 144,000. Why this is so important? Because during this space, so much density and dark is going to be revealed before us, so that this container can help it transform and transcend. As many of you have watched my videos, I keep talking about the importance not to be caught in what's playing out. Continue to send your love. Continue to visualize the highest vision. Don't look at what is being played out. Stay in the vision, bring the vision with the feeling, as the great Order Melchizedek talked about, and drop it into your solar disk so that you can keep creating the new realities of the new golden age. These are extremely, extremely important, but not get caught, not get pulled into the density that is being played out. And the other part is come together in breath, in celebration. Support the healers, support the artists, support the visionaries. Start investing your energy, money, resources in those who are creating, those who are healing, those who are bringing forth the new opportunities. And as all these other things are collapsing, what is important is we're co-creating new reality. So you have to allow yourself to come up with the new and then implement it. And if things are not working out because you're a light worker, it's exactly why it's not working out, because you can't invest your sacred energy in those old spaces. I'm sorry, I get started. I don't know who's coming in. You can't invest it into the old energy. It doesn't work that way. You have to put it into the new vibration to co-create the new realities on Earth. So I wanted to just share that with you, why that is so important, so that together we can help shift what is been held in the matrix, in the Christ consciousness, and expand it through all parts of Earth. So together we're creating the new realities. And I feel I covered everything. I spoke a little fast. And so gather with each other and do what you need to do for 12/12 as well as 12/21. Stay in the center of it, stay in the light of it, stay in the vision of it, stay in the gold frequency, and expand it out, and welcome. Welcome what's coming in new. Get rid of anything that's old. Get rid of the old energy. Graciously and courageously, in gratitude, let go of it, because it doesn't serve anymore, so you can create this space for the new. Also, if you're in Washington DC, join us for the New Year's, the Eve event we have, that is with the I Am meditation, to take you into the I Am experience, and so that you can they have a little burning ceremony, so that way you can also move from that presence of the I Am into the new year. So that's all I have to share, and feel free to make comments, feel free to ask questions you may have. Just know we are all in this together, and we will prevail, because we came here to bring forth our light exactly at this time. So you can't get caught in everything else that's being played out. You have to stay right in the center and just keep radiating that beautiful, incredible, amazing, bright light that you came from. And that light is information, light is love, and it's just the source of illumination. So much love to each of you. Thank you so much for your courage. Thank you so much for your presence. Thank you for being. Thank you for the essence. And thank you for just being of service in all ways that you are. And know that the animals are a very important part of this. Allow that connection with the animals to be very, very strong, because they're part of this ascension and transformation. Thank you so much. And we're all in this together during this too. Aho. Namaste. En la kishbanur esh hash hash.